Well, Chuck, we are a very competitive culture these days. We as parents, we want to achieve, we're expected to achieve, and we've got kids, and if we're not careful, we fully expect them to be superstars, to excel beyond all the other kids we need. There's a danger with that.
Oh, yeah.
What does that look like?
Oh, yeah. There are a lot of names we can give this. One of them I read in David Elkind's book. It's the title of his book, The Hurried Child. And on the front cover of the book is a little 10-year-old girl with earrings, makeup. And you could tell she's probably wearing pads to make her breasts look larger. I mean, she looks like a 16-year-old girl. Hurried to grow up.
Right.
Why? Because she's running around with kids that are trying to look like that. And here are parents that don't have the common sense to say, whoa, wait a minute, Now, competitive is one thing, but not caring at all, not being engaged at all, not motivated about learning, that's another problem. So there's always the battle of the balance, isn't there? You mentioned having your own kids. I would imagine one is more competitive than another.
Yep.
Yeah, you right away knew that. When you know they're by nature competitive, you usually have to put some brakes on.
Right.
Yeah. You know, sweetheart, everything isn't a race. When we ask you to finish a meal, that's not the goal that I finish before he does. No, just finish your meal. Let's enjoy the time together. But if you're competitive, you'll always be in that race against someone. I think, too, Dave, that the day in which we live is such that greater value is given to the one who achieves the quickest.
Right.
There's no award for coming in 9th in the Olympics. Oh, they're there, but nobody remembers that person. It's the gold. It's the silver. And even those who get the silver or bronze are often saying, well, I really wanted the...
Right.
And I'm thinking, friend, out of all the people in the world, you got the silver medal or the bronze? So part of the problem, I think, goes back to the early years when they didn't realize the value of just the joy of playing with one another, playing in a game. Nobody likes winning more than I do, but I really had to learn how to lose. Because frankly, you lose a lot more than you win.
Yes, you do.
You really do.
I have.
Yeah, we all do. And what was it? Babe Ruth struck out more than any other professional baseball player.
Right.
Easy to forget that. We always remember him as the home run king. No, he struck out just a whole lot. So those that are competitive tend to not know how to handle loss or failure. And I think one of the great contributions we make as parents is to help a child know as they're growing up, there's no shame in not winning if you did your best.
I've seen a lot of kids who kind of peaked in junior high.
Oh yeah.
That was their high point of their life, or high school football.
Right.
And they look back on that they've got most of their life ahead of them.
Oh, I know.
But they feel like everything's less than that moment.
Right. And I'll tell you what else happens. When they get to college, they're meeting up with the hot shots.
Yeah.
This is the best of the bunch that's been brought onto this team. And suddenly, you've been playing ball for the El Campo Rice Birds, and you wind up going to the University of Texas Longhorns, and you're walking around with a bunch of giants, all of whom are fast and good. It's easy at that point to think, well, what's the matter with me? Especially if you're so competitive, you can't handle the fact that maybe on this team, you change positions.
Right.
Or you may not even make the team, and that's okay. I think kids need to learn how to shrug. It's okay.
I like that.
Yeah, just shrug it off. We picked up our son at school one day. I think, as I recall, he was in about 5th or 6th grade, and he'd had a tough day. And not everything had been fair.
Right.
Life isn't fair. And we were alone in the car, I'm glad to say, and he kind of poured out his heart because he was real quiet, almost pensive. So I said, okay, well, lay it on me, what he told me. And I said to him, you know, you don't know this, but 2 days ago, I had a day a lot like that. He could not believe it. He thought all my days looked like Sunday morning. Mm-hmm. He didn't realize that sometime my Thursday afternoon is a bummer. So helping them know from your own story how you dealt with the time you didn't compete and accomplish what you had wanted. We got to guard those expectations because they get way out of control, especially parental expectations.
Right. Yeah, you could have a child living a frustrated life when everything is going normal.
Absolutely.
But they've been trained to live at this heightened state of achievement.
I'm telling you.
Most of life is not there.
You're right. There was an article in Sports Illustrated years ago about a kid that had never once eaten an Oreo cookie, never once had a bite of sugar. From the time he was getting out of the playpen until he was on his first ball team, there was a football in his hand. There was a dad pitching it to him. He had trainers. He had personal trainers, workout room, built, really good. He's really a good athlete. Well, guess what? He finally made not only college ranks, but got out early, didn't finish, went to the pro ranks, played for the Raiders. Fell into drugs, never really accomplished what he had hoped to. He was the wonder boy of football. And when I read the whole story, gave the whole account, I thought there is a dad out of control who is so competitive, he couldn't stand the thought that he wouldn't have an all-star that would make, he just forgot about character. Bent.
Yeah, that's more about the dad. He's using the child for his.
Oh yeah, it really was. It's often about mom and dad. Not always. Let's make it clear. Every kid's got his own will or her own will, and they make decisions. But it's often parents who don't make the study of their children and come to realize my dad called it their put together. This is their put together. In light of that, I need to realize, with my 4 kids, he stands alone. He's not his younger brother. Right. He's not his older brother. She's not her younger sister. She's not the neighbor's daughter. All of these people are individuals where there is a tendency to compare. And when you compete, you got to outdo them.
Right.
Some people I have to face, I never will outdo. I've learned to say, I'm not even in his league. And I don't mean that to be self-deprecating. It's true.
Yeah.
That person lives in a level of intellectual ability. I don't live there. And I admire that, but I don't try to compete with him. It's ridiculous. I've got things he doesn't have. So I've had to learn that.
Yeah.
And you begin to learn it from mom and dad.